think when you look like scoring 3 or 4 goals every single match, and on top of that you add in the best defence, then just by a law of averages alone, I mean, I'm not a huge expected goals fan, but that's what they're there ultimately to prove, is to say that more often than not, by the weight of chances that this team is producing and by the number of chances and the quality of chances they're affording the opposition, they will win more games than they will lose. And I think Inter's average scoreline in any given game would be a 2 or 3-0 win. So there isn't much danger there. They don't have that same jeopardy that a Juventus side winning by 1-0 will have, because they didn't sit back when they scored that goal from Çalhanoğlu just before the break. They go and score the second. They should have scored the third with Lautaro Martinez. He leant back and fired it over the top. That was the only surprise. And then again, Thuram scores late on. So I think just a comprehensive performance. And if anyone was starting to doubt them after they could only draw against Juventus, they were 3 down at Benfica at half-time, I think was the perfect response to that.
There's so much to talk about in this game, and I do want to get to a couple of the individuals. But I was reading this morning in Gazzetta, they had an interview with Simone and Pippo Inzaghi's father, which first of all just made me chuckle because it's so Italian. I mean, you can't imagine in the British press suddenly an interview popping up with Mikel Arteta's dad or Josep Guardiola's dad, but in Italy it's just totally normal that they've gone and chatted to the Inzaghi family. But yeah, his dad was talking about how he thinks he's seen him change, how he's become more serious, how he thinks he's seen him almost come to terms more with the level of responsibility at Inter and what he's looking after. And I do think we've talked a lot about changes to the team, like Marcus Thuram coming in, and obviously still love Marcus Thuram. I think he's been brilliant. But I was thinking about Inzaghi. I was thinking about Çalhanoğlu, who he's drawn back from being a trequartista to being a regista very successfully. And I was thinking about some of the things he's had to overcome. Of course, I'm not saying other clubs haven't had hurdles, but he's got a defensive injury crisis right now, brings Carlos Augusto into the central defence and gets a very good result out of him after good performance, out of him after Vrij gets injured. Do you feel like you've seen this, I guess, this maturing of Inzaghi that his father's seeing?
I think so, yeah, on the basis that to be a league-winning coach, you have to be the most consistent tactician and the most consistent team over the course of 10 months. We've always known that in a one-off match, Inzaghi is as good as they come. Otherwise, he wouldn't have this superb record that he does in cup competitions. He won the Coppa Italia with Lazio. He's won the Coppa Italia twice and the Super Cup twice. I mean, it's the Super Cup, let's be honest. It's a one-off match, but you still have to go and win that game. And I think he's shown in knockout competitions, going all the way to the Champions League final last season, that he's always had that tactical ability to get the better of his opposite number, to make changes in game, to pick the right personnel, to make substitutions. And he's certainly got better in terms of making substitutions. He's a lot more he's a lot less formulaic about it. It almost became a meme, didn't it? I think at one stage, when any time one of his players got booked, he would take them off immediately for fear of them getting sent off, which admittedly I think is quite a reductive approach. However, I think it's actually quite sensible since the advent of 5 substitutions. I think it's quite a novel approach, because now you do have 5 substitutions. I mean,